Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide. It's Alex Jones.
All right, let's go back to Bob in California. Instead of Bob, I could name him Poutus, because he was pouting, I'm joking, about my joke about Rush Limbaugh. It must have been his fault that the mayor got shot with Roosevelt. But that's a really good point. You know, we've had people killing presidents, killing members of Congress. It's always happened. And it's going to continue to happen. Why should we give up our liberties today because somebody's smoking organic PCP and having and is in love with the congresswoman? That's not my fault. But you were finishing up your point briefly, Bob, about the minimum wage. Yes, in a free country, we should be able to pay people whatever we want, and they should be free to take that job or not. The big dirty secret is the illegals will take the lower, and that's why people hire the illegals. It's all been set up that way, Bob.
Well, I don't know that background on it. All I knew, though, the greatest freedom ever was to be able to do what you want to for whatever you want, as long as it wasn't criminal. And this is ridiculous here. We have, in fact, I think it was the state of Washington and 2 or 3 other states just raised the minimum wage, which cuts down employment as it goes. So what we need to do is to return to the open free market and let people do what they want to do.
I agree, and I appreciate your call. Instead, all they're doing is blaming the unfree market for our downfall and saying capitalism did this. Folks, this isn't free market, what we're seeing happen right now. A bunch of insider bankers looting everything and writing laws to shut down their competition. Brian in Iowa. Brian, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, Alex? What's up?
Good. Worldwide broadcast.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Recently, former politician Tom DeLay was found guilty.
3 years in prison, yeah.
Yeah. My question is, by the way, he was also let out during the appeal process, which is kind of odd. And my question is, why is it that there's selective law enforcement in this country?
Well, Austin is, again, very communistic. Because the citizens don't get involved. It's actually very libertarian and free and great people, but a hardcore group of crooks calling themselves communists run the city. They steal property. But they pose as liberal. They make us pay for abortions. I have to pay for people's abortions. That's why I've moved out of Austin. They still get taxes off this office, though. It really frustrates me. And they are constantly on political witch hunts. I'm no fan of Tom DeLay, but I've followed the case. And he did what both parties do. They swap federal for state money, and that's how the whole thing works. And it's a political witch hunt by Ronnie Earl, the former district attorney here. So, yeah, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of odd how the judicial system is doing quick action for the Arizona shooter. And no, I don't condone any of that violence. But they're right on it with him. But then they have selective enforcement across the board with George Bush and his war crimes. I didn't see not one lawyer file any charges on him. So I just find that very unfair and just really not.
Well, I mean, you know why nobody files against George W. Bush? I appreciate your call. When you're at that high level of government, you know all the secrets and the dirt on everybody. You think WikiLeaks is threatening people with the stuff they've got to back off, or they'll release stuff on Rupert Murdoch and the Chinese and the Israelis and everybody else. Can you imagine what a George Bush knows, or a Bill Clinton? That's why they're seen as untouchable. That's why Clinton leaves office, George W. Bush protects him. And then George W. Bush leaves office and Obama protects him. They're going to protect each other. In fact, I meant to get to that today. I mean, have you seen all the news articles about all these top lobbyists the very day of the energy company mergers burning up in their cars, top Bush aides, that head up Fortune 500 companies running around with their, disheveled and being found dead in trash piles, killed professionally, bombs at the neighbor's house, top political operatives in Arizona being killed. Separately here, ex-Arizona top Senate aide found shot to death. Lobbyist Ashley Turton found dead in home in D.C. I mean, come on. They're killing people left and right. There's big moves going on right now. Big moves, big mafia moves going on right now. Key information coming up straight ahead, Infowars.com.
There are many types of storable foods, but how about a superfood that contains every nutrient that the human body needs for survival? 50% protein, 300 milligrams of potassium per ounce, and calcium and magnesium for your heart and bones, with many more.